And you hear this kind of insane-sounding cackling. And as it cackles, it spews this sticky, gooey, brown mud all over your form. So what I need you to do is make a dexterity saving throw. DC is 11.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure I passed that. Yeah, I passed.
Okay.
That's a 13.
And you very deftly throw yourself back into the doorway for a moment, and the mud just kind of slaps on the ground as this cackling subsides. Mahogany, you're surprised. Kelian, you're surprised. Riot, you're surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And no sooner does that happen that two more of these creatures shuffle up out of mud pits nearby. Make that check 2 more times.
Okay. Right, first one is... I failed that first one.
Okay. So, the other two, they coat you with this mucusy
do I need to make
mud.
it again?
No.
Okay, yeah, I figured.
You get covered with this mucusy mud, and you feel yourself slowing down. You feel your arms stuck to your body, and you kind of drop to your knees in the mud. You become unable to move. You are restrained for 1 minute.
Okay.
So you can repeat that save at the end of every turn in order to become unrestrained.
Gotcha.
Mud.
And just to remind everybody, what that means is your speed is 0. Rolls against you have advantage. Your attack rolls have disadvantage. And you have disadvantage on dex checks. So you can still attack. You're not stunned or anything.
Right.
I also want to remind everybody, because it might come in handy as level 1 characters, there's an action you can take called Dodge. It means you're going... I think in 3rd edition it was called Full Defense. What it means in 5th edition is attackers against you get disadvantage.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Wow, that is really good.
It'll save your bacon, yo. Yeah, so you might want to keep that in mind as we go forward. So that brings us back to...
Nope.
Nope what?
Ciclon is not surprised.
Is not surprised?
Yeah.
He was a second ago when Mephit number 2 took his action.
I thought that was Mephit number 1. You
So-
called out Mephit number 1. You never actually said Ciclon.
I didn't know you weren't surprised.
Yeah, no. I was just as surprised as you were, so...
Ciclone suddenly starts coughing up blood, and he's not sure where it's coming from. And then his eyes kind of sink back in his head. And his mask is a mimic and just eats him.
That the first method hit Riot, and then we didn't roll in the second one, so it's fine.
No. All 3 of them coughed up at Riot, though.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Okay, this one
so
right here is going to
you
get
get
punched
a-
2 times.
Use a bonus action, correct?
Yeah. Actually, no, it doesn't say it doesn't use a bonus action. It just says if you are surprised, you can spend 1 point to no longer be surprised.
Gotcha. Let's call that a bonus action then. Because
Okay.
otherwise, well... Yeah, let's call that a bonus action. You can use
Okay,
a bonus
that's fair.
action and not be surprised.
That's totally fair.
I get the feeling that when we get the actual Mystic rules, it's going to say it'll be a bonus action.
Okay, that's fine. So that is a 16 and a 13 to hit.
On which one? The one over here in the corner?
Yeah, this one right here.
Okay.
Does both of those hit?
16 hits. What was the other one?
13.
13. Yes, both hit.
Okay. Part of that is 9 damage.
Wait, how are you attacking twice?
Flurry blows. Wait. Oh wait, no, that's right.
Use the bonus action to activate your thing.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll go ahead and use the bigger number though.
All right then. So that's 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
Hmm?
And punching this thing is absolutely not pleasant. It's definitely a creature, but it's made of really sticky mud. Somebody in chat Google mud mephit, because they look disgusting. So the thing is, you impact it with your fist. It feels solid, but when you pull your fist away, you do feel some suction as you're coming out of its body, and you get splattered with this just disgustingness.
Call out to the others. 3 of them in here.
Okay. They got Riot locked down in the doorway there. Riot has an AC is 13.
Yes.
Okay.
And they've got advantage on all these attacks.
Just one so far. I split them up so they weren't all attacking at the same time. 3 points of damage. As his first Mephit, the one that you were poking, brings its fists alongside you, and it's mud hitting mud. You're covered in the stuff, and you feel the impact of it. And it's pretty much giving every indication it's going to sit here and bludgeon on you as long as it can. Mahogany.
Alright. 1, 2, 3. Oop. Oh no.
God.
So now
You've broken everything.
Riot's so sticky that you're stuck to Riot now.
Get off! 4. And I'll move right back.
Okay. So you sneak by in between Riot and the Ciclon in the doorway. You see Riot is just covered in this mucousy mud, just like a pile of it stuck to the floor. And what are you doing from there?
I'm going to cast Shillelagh, and then I'm going to beat on this Mephit.
Okay, is that a cantrip or is that a first level?
It's a bonus.
Bonus. But yeah,
It's
but what
cantrip.
level? Cantrip. Okay, got it. Okay. Beat on him.
It's not a roll or anything.
I know Shillelagh's not a roll, but you still make an attack roll, don't you?
Right,
With
that's
your
what I'm
weapon.
doing right now. 13 plus...
Yeah, as far as I know, Shillelagh just happens. Roll to see if your spell works.
18.
That's the Dragon Quest RPG.
Oh. Wait. That... You need me to roll to see if my spell worked?
No, just
No,
roll to
no.
hit him with your
It's a
stick.
joke.
I was
Okay.
making a joke about the Dragon
18.
Quest.
18.
18, yeah, you're good.
Burkhardt was taking a cheap shot.
Hey, you know, I gotta get him in where I can.
And that's 11 damage.
Nice.
It's magical if that counts, if that matters.
No. So, you walk in with your magical Shillelagh, you start whacking this Mephit as it's trying to pummel the pile of mud that was once Riot. And you crack it on its noggin and you pull the stick away, and it's now covered with your magic spell and a thick layer of Mephit juice.
Well, that's just makes it more damaging.
But
It's
you-
like a club now.
But you've rung its bell, and it's starting to turn its attention towards you. Kelian.
1, 2. I'm attack this one.
You can move 3 squares because it's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so 1.
Yeah, the only reason I move 4 is because I cast.
Can I get there if that's the 3 squares?
No, because you can't stop in
Oh.
any of their squares.
Alright. Bollocks. Okay.
You can
I
fire
hit-
at the Mephit in the back, but I'm going to give it cover because you have to fire.
Can I hit this Mephit here, or is that?
No.
Is there just a big old wall in the way?
Just the one in the
Yeah.
back. You got a wall in the way otherwise.
Balls! Alright, well then I guess I'm attacking this Mephit
Okay, with what?
with my light crossbow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
You're
I know.
You're keeping track of your ammo, right?
No, but I
Oh,
will.
Well, you should. How many?
All
How
right.
many?
I have 20 arrows.
Okay.
I'm gonna start now.
He's not going to give those arrows back.
Nope. Yeah. No, I know. I am fully aware that this is a very bad idea.
A lot
I don't
of
know.
whatever.
a lot of DMs don't make you track ammunition, but they're cowards.
I mean, it didn't last campaign.
I did actually.
Actually,
Yeah.
you did. You did. When it was special arrows.
No, even
18
regular
plus
arrows.
6
Yeah.
is 24.
Yeah, that definitely hits. No, Zoo kept careful track of his arrows the whole campaign. He just always
Yeah,
restocked them.
Khalil did for
Alright.
whenever he fought shot arrows. as
Oh, I
well.
don't even get sneak attack. Sneak attack damage on a motherfucker.
Nope.
God damn it.
Still a D8 though. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's better than my D4.
That is 6 damage.
6. And you level your crossbow, and Riot's in front of you, trying to get some kind of movement happening, trying to get her muscles to work. And you have to kind of fire around her. You don't have, and like everybody, the light's everywhere. You don't have a great shot. You're kind of firing into the shadows, but you hear the thing squeal. You know your bolt hit home. You'll probably never see that bolt again, but you heard it make a noise. Riot, go ahead and you can make your save again.
Isn't it at the end of my turn?
At the end of your turn, you make a save, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do that at the end of my turn then.
Okay, so are you going to try to attack?
Yeah, I'm going to Vicious Mockery, actually, because this is a saving throw it makes, not a roll that I make.
Okay. Which one?
And number 2, the one that's not going to provoke if it tries to move toward me.
Okay. And that's a charisma save?
That is a wisdom save.
It failed miserably.
All right.
What kind of mockery do you sling? Well, how can you insult a mud mephit?
It's a poop monster.
I'm going to tell it that was the cleanest hit I ever saw. And I do 4 psychic damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Okay. Okay, and
Yeah.
that's a cantrip or first level?
It's a cantrip.
Okay. Yeah, now you can make your save to try to get free from the mud.
Oh, right. Let's see. DC is still 11?
Yes.
Okay.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah, I made that.
Oh, yeah.
And with great difficulty, you manage to peel your arms away from your body, and you hear loud, like, pulling tape off of other tape. Loud sounds as the mud comes apart, and you manage to regain control of your body.
That's a delightful sound effect.
Slurpee soup.
All right. We're going to have Mephit number 1 try to pummel Mahogany there. Your AC
Ooh, I can't recommend
is
that.
17, yes? Where do you get a 17 AC from as a level 1 character?
I got a shield. I'm wise as shit. I got a pretty good dex.
Nice. Okay. Wait, you get to add your dexterity and your wisdom?
No,
No?
actually. I don't know. The wise as shit thing, that wasn't really relevant, but I felt like I needed to say it.
Oh. Okay. Does it hit your 17? It does. It does. Neat. It was bludgeoning Riot a minute ago, which you were fine with. But then you came in and hoop-hacked it in the head. So it turns its attention towards you with its fists. 5 bludgeoning damage. And that brings us to the Ciclon.
And that's going to be, let's see. I've never really seen wrestlers fight mud. That's a new one on me.
Fight in mud.
Like I know there is such a thing as mud wrestling, but not mud wrestling.
Right.
But splorp.
Now I get it.
You're splorping him?
No, but like they're wrestling in the mud though.
That's a nat 20 and a 14 on hit.
Both hit. So you're getting this one in the corner over here?
Yeah, the same one I hit before.
Gotcha.
All right, so its first hit is a 7 on the first hit. Come on, die. Stop it. 7 on the first hit and 6 on the second hit, so 13 damage altogether.
Okay.
Sport.
Moving or staying put?
I'm gonna stay put because I'm still trying to cover. Riot.
Okay. The Mephit that Riot so viciously mocked swoops in to try to aid its ally and misses tremendously. So this thing swoops in, trying to batter at LC Clone with its fists, but the punches just don't take any purchase. You just shrug them off. It's like Happy hitting you with his left hand. But he's only disadvantaged for that one attack, right?
Yeah, just the next before the end of its next turn.
Okay. So that's going to bring us to Mephit number 3. He's moving out of your threat range, Ciclon.
Hey, no, he's not. He's getting his face kicked in.
Poor guy.
I know. I thought so. 17 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
That is another 5 damage.
Ow.
It's all set up at the Mephit Memorial Fund.
Yeah.
And it swoops back into this darkness of this corner. And you just see its form kind of dissolve down into the mud. And it stops moving.
It's dead or it ran away.
Mahogany.
All right. Well, why not keep beating on the same one?
Why not? Roll it.
That's a 11.
11 hits.
Five.
Okay.
Bludgeoning.
And you whack him in the head. And again, you have a little bit of difficulty pulling your stick free. Moving or staying
It's
put?
made of mud. I'm gonna stay put.
Okay, that brings us to Mr. Kelian.
Same one I shot a bolt at.
Okay.
Womp womp.
14.
That hits. You almost had that 20 though.
Yeah, I saw that thing rolling toward the 20. I was like, oh!
And you
And
can't
I
you can apply your sneak attack to this.
Yes, I was about to say I can actually get sneak attack damage on this. Yay! Come on, dice. Come on. Come on. Get out of the bag. Oh, get out of the bag. What is going on?
There's the thing. How many d6s you need?
Just the one. There we go. Alright. This plus this. We do this.
I believe in you.
Thank you. 7 plus 11. Damage.
11 damage. Riot, Mahogany, and Ciclon.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Let's see a dexterity check. Dexterity save. DC 11.
Oops.
Let's see a dexterity.
Saved.
save.
Saved.
Everybody saved?
Yeah, it looks like it. That's a 12 on die, so...
You hear like a splorp sound as your bolt contacts this thing's head, and as soon as it does, it explodes. And it throws the mud that comprises being. You hear slapping all along the walls and the other piles in the room. The three of you standing there duck under the blast as best you can, and you get some of it rains down on you, but it doesn't glue you to the floor like previously.
Kelian gives a very Cheshire satisfied grin.
Riot.
All right. Am I gonna provoke if I move away from this thing?
No. No,
Okay.
there's a wall. You can't melee
Be right
between
back.
squares there.
Yeah. Let's see. So Riot was here. She's gonna come over here and throw the flame that she was holding at this thing.
Okay.
Let's see. I need to look up what kind of attack that is. I think it's just a. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's not. No, that's that's a 1.
That is a no.
The flame, the Mephit dives down underneath it. The flame instead impacts a pile of mud behind it, and it again splatters everywhere, and the flame fizzles out.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Elsie Clone.
Alright. And my blorp.
Okay.
And let's impressionate this guy. Drop kick.
Drop kick. Uh-oh.
Drop kick.
Looks like you're rolling
Flying
two
drop
drop kicks there.
Going. Yep, 2 drop kicks. Just double, just both feet, just both barrels. That's an 8 to hit and a 20 to hit.
The 8 does not hit.
I figured not, but I just asked just to be on the safe side.
20
5
definitely.
damage.
5 damage. and drop your feet down into this thing and bring it to the ground along with you, and is writhing around in pain, making slapping mud sounds as it tries to right itself and get back to its feet. Elsie Clone.
Yeah.
It's gonna know them deck saves that I like so much.
Deck save like a mofo. Probably not, because I just said that.
Oof.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
It spins around as soon as it rights itself and belches forth this blast of mud from inside of its throat. And this, you get underneath it, and the mucusy slapping against the wall. Just narrowly managed to duck out the way.
Reaction to rank taunt.
Mahogany.
Alright. I've been beating on this thing for a while now. But I can't yet see a good reason to stop. Damn you, D4.
You're trying to get another good strike in there, but between LC Clone drop kicking into the floor and the thing belching mud mucus all over the place, you kind of make a half-hearted swing, and you feel, hey, you know what? I'll get a better shot next round. I just had these pressed. You know, I don't have prestidigitation, so. Kelian.
Can I hit it? My crossbow from here?
No. You got a corner in the way. But anywhere else in the room, basically. There you could, yes.
Alright. Sick. $12.
No.
No!
No.
No!
Trying to get a clean shot, but you have to shoot in between Ciclon and Mahogany. And the bolt goes wide. You just hear it disappear into a pile of mud in the room. Right.
Right, make some noise.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and give Elsie Clone a Bardic Inspiration die.
Thank you. The D4, right?
Yeah. No, it's a D6 at this level.
Let's say
Yeah, it's a D6.
D6. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can use that on any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. As now, how does that happen? You just bust out your guitar?
Right now, no, she's yeah. I'm gonna bust out the guitar and sing some encouragement.
Okay. Elsie Clone, you have an encouraging song, and it's your turn.
Ciclon nods in approval. And, see, first swing.
It's good.
It's a 15. That's 2 to that die. Gonna be 4 damage there. And bonus action, take a second swing. 13. For 6 damage, so 9 damage altogether on that guy. And again, I'm just kind of just kicking my legs down at where this guy collapsed a minute ago.
Elsie Clone and Mahogany both need to make that Dexterity 11 save as the mud and beef explodes under the force of the monk's blows.
Explode! Saved.
Okay. So the mucus spatters against the wall.
Failed.
You failed? So, Ciclon, you're in the zone, and you manage to blow this thing up with your feet and then very deftly throw yourself back against the wall so the mucus doesn't hit you. Mahogany, it rains down on you, and it just glues you together. So you're restrained for the next minute.
Alright,
I'm going to take Mephit number 3 off the board now.
my turn.
Not yet. Hold on. Yep, your turn.
Alright, I'm going to try to get this shit off of me by using shape water to make it more brittle by taking the water out of the mud.
Okay. I don't have my phone with me. Is shape water in the PHB, or is that one of the elemental evil ones?
It's a cantrip. It's on my sheet, like the full text.
That's right. You type everything out on your sheet. Go ahead and make that save. Make it with advantage.
I pass.
Okay. Cast the cantrip in hopes it would make the mud more pliable. And it kind of works. You feel that pulling water out of it is more difficult than you were expecting because this mud at one point was a living creature. But it does have the desired effect. You manage to wriggle one of your arms free, and using your one arm, you can wrench the other one free. And you come loose.
Well, I'll mention to the others, one of them looks like it got away. It didn't explode like the other two.
Kelian.
Can I roll for investigation to try to find the other one? See if it's still here.
You can roll a perception.
Perception?
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that. Perception 18.
18. You do notice just the very slightest movement back in this corner.
I point and I say, he's over there.
Moving or staying put?
Staying put.
That brings us to Riot.
All right, Riot's gonna look at where Kelian's pointing and toss another gout of fire over there.
Okay. He's pointing at one of the mounds over in this corner.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll get in better range for that. That's more like
Hey.
it.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Who's got a D8? Here's a D8. That's 4 fire damage.
And one more mud explosion from that corner of the room. You hear the thing squeal as it's snuffed out with your produced flame.
Nice work, crew.
Help Mahogany to her feet.
I'll accept the help. Thank you.
And things go quiet once again.
Well, that was fun.
Sure.
Did anyone take any damage?
No.
I'm a little bruised up.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cast Goodberry,
Plus
Okay.
I'm filthy. Ugh.
You are very
and
filthy.
I'm gonna heal myself up. How much do you need, Nick?
I need 3.
I'll leave it marked on my sheet under Goodberry brick anytime that I have berries left over.
Okay, that's a level 1 slot, right?
Out of level 1 slots.
Are you out of level 1 slots? Was that it? I'm looking at Calivia's sheet.
So?
That's the wrong sheet. Gotcha. Okay.
So did you give me 3 berries?
Nodal, you cut out for a second.
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. She scarfs them down.
Yeah,
all
the-
3 at once.
What do the berries
I think
taste
it
like?
happens anytime I just say like one word. They're not incredibly tasty, but they're very filling. Like more filling than you think one berry should be. They're pretty clearly magical.
They're lumbus berries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Riot kind of starts to regret eating 3 at once.
But you regain 3 hit points for eating 3 good
Yeah.
berries. And you are all just covered in this horrible mud at this point.
Ugh.
It was pretty gross.
There's
That's
no
awful.
cleaning them off.
I mean, some of you were covered in the mucusy mud from the Mephit explosions. Now, during the fight, I mean, nobody made any attempt to be very quiet, and the Mephits, first and foremost, the cackling echoed through the halls.
Yeah.
So anybody who didn't know you were here yet probably does now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get another flame out. As
I was about to
walk
say,
along.
I have a light cantrip I can cast, apparently.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
You have
That's
a-
what being a celestial is about.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do. I forgot about that.
I did too.
Read your freaking
Oh,
character
can
sheet.
you cast it on my staff?
Yeah, sure.
Boing!
I touch Mahogany's staff.
Ooh, my.
Mahogany raises his eyebrows.
Mahogany's pelvis is now glowing. So what's your next move?
Well, I mean, that was already the case. So let's keep going.
Down the hall, okay. Looking into this next room, you see movement in here, and when you hold the staff down, the movement stops as it lights up. You see 4 of the little earth creatures that were in here working. You see a table in the center of the room. Looks like they're preparing some kind of food. They've got knives in their hands, and they're cutting some kind of food apart. Throughout the room, you see general stores, sundries and things that would have been brought in from Sigil. What at one point would have been fresh vegetables, but this isn't exactly the best environment to keep fresh vegetables in, so there's been some wilting going on. You don't smell any putrefaction from the room. But as soon as the light enters, you see the little creatures stop and begin moving to the back wall.
They're scared. That's so adorable.
Look over my shoulder at
I'll look at you askance, and I'll head to the room, and I'll say, "We're here to free you. There's no slavery in Sigil."
And you don't see any recognition on them. Doesn't look like any of them understood you.
I'm thinking that we just head our way through. We just leave the be. Like, I'm gonna clearly stay to this side of the room,
Okay.
so
Have
that
them
they
hug the wall.
don't think I'm moving on them.
I'm gonna look closely at the table.
Looking closely at the table, it's very clear to see what sort of meat they're carving up. It looks like they're carving up one of their own.
Yikes.
That's fun.
Riot's gonna leave that one right behind.
Yeah. Let's just go and do it.
And open these double stone doors. They open outward. Edgar barked. Give me 1 second to see how somebody's breaking into my apartment.
Okay.
No, that doesn't seem like.
Well, what are you gonna do if they are?
Invite
What
them
am
to
I
play
gonna
D&D.
He's gonna roll initiative.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got my big D20. I'm gonna throw it at him. I do have one weapon in the house. I have Arya's sword from Game of Thrones hanging in the living room.
God damn it! I was going to say, if you see a fucking sword, I'm out. Like, I'm fucking done.
It's the only weapon I own. Well, I got like kitchen knives and stuff. Also a gat. So, you open the double stone doors back out into the hallway, and you see the entryway leading into the food prep room. Again, you've got rocks and things that have been placed there to keep the pathway up above the mud line so the mud doesn't slosh into the food area. But back out in the hallway, it definitely is muddy.
Alright, well, let's just keep going down the hallway.
Leave these doors open.
Oh, close the
Hold
shit
them
up.
closed.
Okay. And you leave the critters to their...
I don't want any part of whatever's going on in there.
And continuing in the hallway, you see a couple more doors coming off to the side.
I'm going to open up this door.
Try it. Locked. You see a giant keyhole. It looks like it takes one of those big brass keys like you see in a video game.
It's like boss door key.
Yeah, like boss door key.
I'm going to look around, and I'm going to say, I have no idea what to do with this. Does anybody...
Yeah, I'll look at the other two.
Well, in my professional opinion, I'd say you need a key for this door.
And I'm going to say, thank you, Riot. You have made a valuable contribution to the group.
Riot bows.
And I'm going to keep on going.
Okay. Now coming to where you are now, you're coming up out of the mud now. Like it's coming up out of the dip in the ground. And you see doors off to your left and right around corners. Well, you probably don't see the door around the right, but you see a path going around to the right.
I'm going to make a perception check.
Looking
I'm going to
for...
see if I hear anything coming from the left or the right.
Okay.
Uh, 22.
Do not hear anything from where you're standing.
Alright, I'm going to head towards this door.
Stop.
Because it's closer.
That square. Roll initiative.
Bam!
Ah! Still
Any
made
better? Any better? Any better? Ha 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 ha.
My goodness, what was that sound for?
My great, spectacular, super cheaty initiative. That's what.
It's Cheaty's mind.
I got pretty cheaty over here too, so don't worry about me.
Y'all a bunch of
Good luck.
cheaters.
Okay. How is Riot doing on initiative?
15.
15. Why did I put him there? You don't go there. You go there. Kelian.
I rolled a 9. A very honest 9.
So do you act on 9? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's not Dest.
Ciclon.
My very, very cheaty 6.
That doesn't sound very cheaty.
That doesn't sound cheaty at all.
Yeah, I know. I was being sarcastic.
Somebody needs to teach you to cheat. And what about Mahogany?
Yeah.
24.
24.
That's
Now
cheating.
that's cheaty.
That sounds like yes. That sounds like
It's
cheating.
okay, I'm a cipher. It's my prerogative to cheat on initiative.
Riot, Kelian, and Ciclon. You guys are surprised.
Okay.
Mahogany.
No,
Well, on your turn you won't be. Right now you are. Mahogany, you're not because you were actively listening as you went forward. But as soon as you step into that space, the door off to your left blows open.
I heard that.
You heard the door blowing open, yeah. And you hear the sound of a door blowing open split second later off to the south.
Oh, goody.
Oh, I have one midget
Alright.
left. Whew, nice. We'll just use him.
If-
Hold on 1 second. Now looking through the door, let's remind myself which is which here. Looking through the door, you see an Earth Genasi in the room, coming out with very violent intent. He's armed with a long sword that he's holding with 2 hands, and it looks like he was waiting for you, just waiting for you to step into the hallway. You very narrowly avoid being blown in with the door yourself, and he's coming directly for you. But you're not surprised. Which means you get to act.
And I'll buff up my shillelagh,
Okay.
whack him on the noggin.
You're gonna noggin the guy.
I'm noggin the guy with a 21.
Roll a hit. With 21, that hits.
Yeah, he's been noggined.
As you're noggining him, I mean, you notice he's wearing relatively good equipment. He's wearing a chain shirt. He has a nice long sword in his hand. His 2 hands, and on his arm, he has a small buckler strapped down. How much damage?
As soon as the die stops spinning.
That's spun pretty well. I'm gonna do 13.
Nice.
Oh wait, no. 11.
11. And the speed with which you dive into the room as soon as the door slams open, the speed with which you dive in and smack him across the side of his head, you see you caught him off guard. He was definitely not expecting you to get the drop on him like that. And he takes a half a step back and he steels himself a little bit. You see him take a breath. You see his eyes focus on you.
I'm gonna say, haven't you heard? There's no slavery in Sigil.
And then he's going to attack you. And as he does, he calls out, "For the glory of Jean d'Arc!" I hope that hits. I really want to stab you right now.
Got a 17 AC.
Yeah, he hits. For 3 points, slashing damage, as he comes down with this long sword. I'm sorry, 4 points.
Oh fuck.
4
Alright.
points. And what light source are you holding? You've got the staff. Your staff is
I've got the
glowing.
staff.
Yeah.
Okay. What about back in the hallway? Where are the light sources there? Because Mahogany just disappeared around the corner.
Still got my torch.
Riot still got
Yeah.
Mace Flame up.
Okay, cool.
I know Riot has the flame.
So you two are locked in combat now. How badly are you injured, Mahogany?
I'm at 8 hit
8?
points.
Okay. Riot, you're surprised. 1 second, you guys were creeping along this hallway. The next second, you heard doors being kicked open, something about glory to Jandar, something about slavery and Sigil, and you heard the sound of blows being exchanged. Kelian, you're surprised.
I'm
Ciclon.
surprised.
No, I'm not.
Okay, bonus action. You spent your... that's your last point, right?
Yep.
Okay.
These little blue pips are my pips.
You gotta have 2 different pips for key points and psi points.
Yeah, I know.
You're just pip-tastic. So what's the deal, Ciclone?
All right.
Are
So
we-
this is normal terrain, right?
Yes. Kelian is standing on the last square of difficult terrain back there.
No.
It doesn't cost double movement to walk off that square, though, is why.
Yeah.
Can all right. So how are we doing movement through other people's?
You can move through that square. You can't stop on it, though, because
Oh, yeah.
there's somebody there, which means you can move into the room by squeezing in around
Yeah.
Mahogany. You could trade places with Mahogany, but that opens Mahogany up to an opportunity attack.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip on that.
Okay.
Step in there with Mahogany and this filthy earth genasi.
Don't forget you have inspiration.
I do. I'm gonna burn that too, because that's not a good roll. That's an 8 plus 5 is 13 to hit.
13 doesn't do it.
Darn.
And your
That was
blows just land on this guy's chain shirt. It's going to take a lot more force to get through there. You know, the frontal attack, you're going to have to go for weak points, basically.
Yep.
Okay. Now I get to spawn everybody's favorite things. Oh, I got new AoE markers. I don't know if you guys noticed.
What is this mess?
I don't approve of this green one.
They're good.
I-
though.
I
They're
don't-
they're actual circles, right?
Yeah.
So they're much nicer.
Here's the thing, though: the D&D grid isn't a circular grid.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
The 4E grid wasn't a circular grid. But no, basically, I like the circular grid better because it has a wider reach, and it's actually a circle instead of the jagged edges.
Yeah.
So
But I like the jagged edges.
No,
you
they're
can
bad.
you can
They
still
were
use
bad.
them if you want. We'll make a special case.
Oh, it's okay.
I gotta say, I'm also good. This is fine.
All right. I got to roll a bunch of d8s.
Okay, I got a question, man.
Yes, ma'am.
For like this square right here, that's like on half the square. Would that count as hitting that square?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. This is why I prefer the circles because it gives you a wider blast radius.
All right. So if it's in any part of the square, it's
Right.
in the square.
In some really
Got it.
weird edge cases, I might rule otherwise, but like on this particular map, like this square here,
That's
is
a
inside the
general
circle.
use case.
Yeah.
Got it.
You two standing there. How many hit points do you have left?
8.
Both of you have 8.
Popular.
You both fall asleep.
Yep. Okay.
As
Sweet.
this other Earth Genasi comes around the corner and he peeks his head and he sees the two of you standing there and he speaks the spell. And suddenly lethargy just waves over both of you and you both sink down to the ground.
All right then.
That was... He doesn't have to walk on that square though. Ha. That's as far as they can get though. That brings us to... Mahogany.
All right.
Now, you
Man,
didn't
you got
see what
lucky with
happened.
that
You
corner
saw
there.
her cast a spell, and then you just heard 2 slumps out in the hallway. Oh,
Okay, well-
your produce flame is out, and Kelian, you were holding a torch?
I wasn't holding anything.
You weren't holding a torch?
No.
Okay,
No.
so the light from around the corner also gets extinguished. Oh,
Produce
and
flame,
the light in
weirdly-
Mahogany's...
Is not a concentration spell. I don't know why it's not.
What's the duration on it?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay. And is light a concentration?
Probably not, because
I
it's
don't know. That's a good question.
check real quick.
Find out.
Yeah, double, because if so, you guys are going to be in the dark here in a second.
The only reason I'm saying probably not is because it has such a minor use. So it would be like taking up a concentration slot.
Yeah, duration is just 1 hour. No concentration.
What about light?
No, that was light.
That was light? Okay, so nobody's light gets extinguished. Cool. So yeah, that brings us to Mahogany.
I think I should deal with the problem in front of me.
Okay.
And I'm going to beat in on it. 16.
16 hits.
Or 5.
For 5 points. So you continue to batter this warrior with your staff. And he's keeping up with you as best he can, parrying some of the blows with his sword, throwing his buckler in there to capture a few. But you land a few good blows with his head, and every time you do, the Shillelagh spell gives off its magical essence, letting you know that your blows are finding home.
Minty freshness.
Minty freshness. He's mad at you, though.
I hope so.
He is... Ooh, how mad, though? Mad enough.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
3 points slashing.
Alright.
Brings us to Riot. You're asleep. Kelian is also
Yep.
asleep. Ciclon.
Yep.
Gotta take care of this guy in front of me right now.
Do you
What
though?
do you think?
Because either that, he's gonna sword me as I leave, and I don't want any part of that.
Because we're using little Final Fantasy guys, I actually pictured little text boxes just popping up saying
that's-
asleep, like in rapid fire.
Those are some
That's some rolling.
That's some rolling right there. That's a 23 and a 21 to hit.
Both of those will hit.
So +4 to these 2d4. 10
That's alright,
damage.
too.
10 damage.
10 damage with a friggin' haymaker armbar.
Lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
Lethal.
And you come around with the arm bar, and he tries to get his arm up, but you see he's moving a little bit slowly because Mahogany's been spending the last few seconds battering his upper arm, and his body just goes slack under your blow, and he slumps to the ground.
That was for 1 year.
You guys blew through his HP quick. You guys blew through his HP and his second wind. Real
Come
quick.
here and be like, oh shit, there's another one. The others are down.
Okay.
Call that out to Mahogany.
You call that what?
Call that out. The other two are down.
That brings us to the other one.
This jerk.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason to just not do this.
Take that, circles.
Get fucked. Get wrecked.
Oh, the circle
Oh, you
disappeared.
didn't catch either of us.
Where'd the circle go? Where is it?
It
Wrote there.
Oh,
fell off of Mahogany.
how many hit points do you guys have left?
I'm at 5,
You're at 5, and you're at 8.
so I'm down first.
Yeah, but there's enough. You both, as soon as he spins around, he sees Ciclone coming behind him, and you both slump to the ground asleep.
If only I was an elf.
All right, now what happens when we all? Where are we when we all wake up?
Game over.
Everybody make a Constitution check.
Damn it! I'm
Check,
bad at that one.
Not save. All effects are gone at this point. All magical effects are over. It's been more than an hour.
Oh.
7.
7.
And just who got
20.
who got the highest?
I did 18, I think.
18.
Yeah, you definitely beat me.
Was mine heard at 20?
20.
Oh, yeah, no, 20 beats me.
All right, Mahogany. You wake up first, and you're all in this room. Your weapons, ammunition, obvious spell focuses. You guys have been very quickly given a once-over. Anything dangerous has been taken, and you're in this room. Actually, you know what? There's no light source, so you can't see anything anyway. But you all feel your arms are bound behind your body, behind your back. You're not clasped to the ground. You're not tied up, tied to anything, but your wrists are tied together behind your back. Mahogany, you're the first one to wake, and it's pitch black in here.
Okay, I'm going to try to kind of feel around behind me.
Hey, and you feel the stone floor and the stone wall behind you.
Alright. Do I feel these steps right here?
There actually aren't steps in this room. There's just very light furnishings. The few seconds you spent fighting in here, you saw a bed against the far wall, a small writing table over against one side. It just looks like quarters for one person.
Do I still have my good berries on me?
Do they have they last 24 hours, right? Then you reach one of your hands into your pouches, and yeah, you still feel the berries down there.
Alright, I am going to try to get myself untied.
How are you going to do that? What's the plan?
I'm going to try to find a sharp piece of the stone and rock in here.
Okay. Roll an investigation check at disadvantage.
The other thing I'm looking for is if I can find a patch of water, because then I can make an icicle.
No, there's no water in here. No, you didn't see any when you were fighting, in any case.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where I am, is the thing. Because it's all dark.
I mean, you peed yourself. Does that count? No.
Oh,
Well,
shit!
it's a
Did
nat
you see that
20
two
right there.
roll back?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So what's the total on that investigation?
That's 17.
Okay. You sidle a few inches in one direction, and you slice your hand against part of the wall, and you kind of wince in pain, but you realize there's a sharp piece there you can start to work the ropes against. It's going to take some doing, but you think you can get through them this way.
Alright, that's what I'm going to do.
And yeah, after a couple of minutes of work, you manage to get through the first rope, which gives you enough slack to wriggle your wrists free. And yeah, patting yourself down, you see that you're very quickly, they had disarmed you. Your weapons are gone. Did you have a component pouch or a spell focus?
I have a spell focus, and it's my staff.
Oh, it's your staff has definitely been taken. But your armor's been left there, your other equipment, your money still seems to be there, and your 7 good berries.
That's weird. 2 good berries.
2? Oh, I thought you had more than that.
Alright, and then I'm going to eat the good berries to get myself up a little.
Okay, you get a couple of hit points back.
And then I'm going to get to work looking for the others.
And very quickly, feeling around the room, you feel their bodies laying here. They're all alive, breathing, just tied up the same as you were.
I'm going to attempt to untie them as well.
Okay, which one?
I'm going to start with Riot.
And just the jostling after just a few seconds of trying to get the bindings done, Riot, you feel yourself come to consciousness. You feel yourself bound up, and someone's jostling right behind your back.
I'm gonna try and kick back behind me.
Okay. And Mahogany,
I'm going.
go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
I was going to say, Riot kicks you.
Say, Riot, it's me. Keep your voice down. We've been captured.
Why didn't you say so?
You kicked me.
All right,
I'm
I'll
gonna say, can you make a light?
think so. Actually, can I? I wonder what are the components for
Requires a focus. It's
flame?
probably gone.
It doesn't require. It's just verbal and somatic. But if it's somatic, I don't think.
Yeah, once your arms are unbound, you can.
I untied you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll
Yeah, after a minute of working, you get Ryan's
produce the light.
bindings done. And she produces flame, and you can see you're standing in the room that you were fighting in, where you dropped the warrior before.
And I'll get to work on Ciclon's as well.
Okay.
Mahogany
And
takes
I'll
the other.
over here.
Elsie Clone,
Kelian.
Kelian, you come to, finding that your companions are undoing your bindings.
I shake
Okay.
Kelian awake from in front of him and I say, Kelian, don't kick me.
When when it becomes obvious that it's actually Riot, like Ciclon was about to just start kicking and screaming and hollering about, but then he sees it's Riot and he's like, okay. Alright, this is fine.
So yeah, the 4 of you get unbound, but the only source of light in the room is the flame that Riot's holding.
My pack is my pack in here at all?
Your pack?
Yeah. That'd be where I keep all my stuff.
You don't have darts.
What
You don't have any weapons.
Yeah.
Did they leave my guitar?
No.
They don't actually know I'm a bard because like I didn't get to do anything in that fight.
But no, the guitar's not there.
Okay.
Listen, you see a Burke in a cave walking around with a bunch of assholes, you assume he's a bard. If he's
Sure.
carrying a guitar.
Very true.
I need something to cast the light cantrip on.
There's objects in the room.
That's what I mean.
I mean, this is a personal quarters, so it's easy to find. Like an
Alright,
unlit,
grab one or
unlit candle
something.
or something.
I'm gonna check out the writing desk while we're in here.
It's empty. Nothing on it.
Okay.
Check the door.
You check the door. There's no lock. There's no locking mechanism. But when you go to open it, there's something sitting in front of it. So you
Alright.
kind of make a
We're barred in here. We're not locked.
like a mild banging sound trying to get the door open.
Well, we're not at the bard at the moment. We don't have a guitar. You sing any of your things? Like, do you need the guitar?
Not really. Tell you what, if you all stand back against that door, I can sing a song I think you'll like.
They stand against the door or
No, against that wall back there.
the back wall?
Okay.
Where is this going?
Right, and once they're, let's see, not up against the wall,
Okay.
Riot sings this terrible cacophonous song.
Okay, and it's
And-
terrible and cacophonous.
And they can feel the force of the song against them. And this is casting Thunderwave.
Okay.
I don't like it.
That's an Eric special.
Yeah.
And what's the benefit of casting Thunderwave? What are you trying to accomplish?
Trying to blow the door open.
Okay, give me this.
And push. Because Thunderwave, it has a push effect.
Okay.
Unsecured objects that are completely within the area effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect. And it emits thunderous boom audible at 300 feet.
Oh,
The
lovely.
whole cave explodes with this sound, and the echo remains in the walls for a long time after. For the next couple of minutes, at least, the reverberations from this thunderweave.
Remind me
I don't
never
think we need
to
to whisper anymore.
remind me never to go to your slam poetry sessions.
The door shudders mightily, but doesn't give. But you hear the sound on the other side of something topple over.
I'll try the door.
Somewhere Tempest.
Hey, and this time you're able to get it open about 6 or 8 inches, just enough room to squeeze through.
Yep.
And you see a crate had been placed in the hallway, and you pushed it forward a little bit. So squeezing through is a thing you can do now.
Yeah, and I'll try and pull the crate back once I'm on the other side.
Yeah,
Which
once,
of us can fight?
once you get to the other side, it's very easy. You just pull the crate, drag it. This seems to be one of the crates that had sundries in it that were from the kitchen. Looks like it's been emptied out, turned over, and placed here so you cannot open the door. But, I mean, your
And I
ears
look
are
back-
still ringing. The walls are still echoing the clap of thunder.
I'm gonna take a position over here. Just be
I
ready
look
for
back at the other
radiant
side.
action.
That one always
I
brings
don't-
the house down.
So
I'm gonna radiant action.
Okay.
If anything comes around here, it's getting drop kicked.
Okay.
Mahogany claps.
Mahogany claps.
And I'm going to say, okay, so quick status update. Which of us can fight without weapons?
Ciclon is already looking like he is about to fight.
Riot's already carrying a little bit of flame.
Kelian, you also still have your box that was given to you by the Lady Ligris.
Okay, cool.
That was not taken.
I approve.
Then, yeah, you wait for a few seconds, and more than a few seconds, after about 2 minutes, the echoing finally dies away.
Oh, we're not waiting here for 2 minutes.
No? What are you doing?
I'm gonna go see what's over here.
Okay, yeah,
What's
door
through this-
opens up. It's another quarters, just like the one you came from. Small sleeping quarters, has a bed, small writing desk. But
Check
nothing.
out that
much features.
desk.
Again, empty, nothing on it.
All right, nothing here then.
Looks like just a place for people to kick up their feet. Doesn't look like any actual work or business gets done in those rooms.
When I go in, is there any decoration?
No. No.
All right, I'm scrounging around looking for any plant life that I can find.
Plant
Because I'm
life?
trying to get some material components together.
You're not going to find any plant life.
All right.
So what's the plan?
Mahogany is thinking to himself right now, okay, I need to have a backup for future times like this. He's thinking like a rose pin would go real nice.
I think the plan should be to find our weapons.
What could you cast if you had plant life?
Thorn whip, if I have any plant with thorns.
Ah, yeah, rose pin would do it, or a razor vine belt or something.
Yeah.
That would be disturbing.
Oh yeah, razor vine. I bet I could find some fucking razor vine in Sigil.
And
Yeah.
Sigil, oh, absolutely, but not in this cave.
I'm gonna poke my head around the corner of the.
You step back down into the muck and poke your head around the corner, but you don't see anything.
And I'm gonna say, guys, if we manage to get out of here, I can real quickly find myself a weapon.
Who knows how long we were out? Who knows if they cleaned up any evidence?
Well, I can't clean the evidence. This is where they're doing all the business.
Maybe.
All right, well, you guys are taking too long. I'm gonna keep moving.
Is this door still locked?
Yes.
Does anyone know how to pop the lock on this door?
Oh, if I had a key, I could.
I'm assuming
Okay.
my thieves' tools were taken.
No, you have them.
Oh. Yeah.
And I
All right.
look back and
Yeah.
Alright, so Kelian's going to start working on the door.
What's that?
Dex plus proficiency bonus, because you have Thieves' Tools. You're proficient in Thieves' Tools.
I look at him and I say, "You couldn't mention this before."
I was going to, but you wouldn't
We got
wait.
busy.
19 plus Dex is 23, 25.
Giant keyhole. Real easy to find the mechanism and flip the latch inside of the door. Oddly enough, it seems like all the mechanisms inside are made of stone. It doesn't look like there's any metal parts at all. But you managed to pop it. What now?
Waiting for an invitation.
Let's check the door for traps.
Okay. Roll a perception check. Make that investigation, I'm sorry.
20.
Now, as cramped as this doorway is, you don't see where a mechanism for any kind of trap could operate.
Alright, open it up.
This is an equipment room.
Oh, nice.
You find all your equipment's in here, for starters, and all the weapons that were taken. You also
I'm
see
gonna grab my baby.
a lot of other equipment. An enormous stone hammer. An extremely heavy-looking stone warhammer. You'd have to have two arms to swing this thing if you were a giant. And some incredibly big, like easily large-sized Mercy Killer armor. They're gray armor with the blade accoutrements around it. The standard issue for the Mercy Killers is also in this room. Those are off to one side. In another side, you find a pile of cloth, blue cloth. And you also come across two bronze throwing axes that resemble bird talons.
I'll
Interesting.
look at the blue cloaks and cloth investigate it a little further closer and see if it's anything I notice.
And going
Anything
through it, you also find a pair of bracers, leather just bracers, that are embroidered with a symbol that looks like 4 winds coming together, meeting over a howling wolf. And you also find a pair of blue leather boots.
Alright. That
I
sounds
get grabbing.
magical as shit.
I get grabbing.
You get grabbing?
Let's pack all this up.
So,
Yeah.
we got to keep careful track of who's packing what, because we have a taker in the group. So
I'm grabbing those bracers.
No, I'm grabbing the bracers.
all right,
I
well,
will
mine.
fight you for those bracers.
roll initiative.
Bring it.
Do a dex off. See who grabs them first.
Even though Ciclon was the one who picked him up first.
Oh, yeah, Ciclon's got him.
Did Ciclone? I mean, Ciclone looked at him. All right, did you
Yeah,
put him on your inventory?
that was. I hadn't put it on the inventory yet. No.
Oh,
was
that's
looking at-
bullshit. As a taker, that's total bullshit. I would have totally rolled higher than that.
Oh, I rolled like shit.
I rolled like shit too.
All right, is Ciclone grabbing for him too?
Yeah.
Just a dex check.
Yeah. No, I rolled a 1. So
Roll the one. So who got?
10.
Who's
Yes!
So yeah, as soon as you guys were looking at it, I mean,
Wait, was this an initiative roll though? Because I'm real good on initiative.
yeah, it was an initiative roll.
Alright,
Does that bring you up to 10?
no, that doesn't bring me up to 10.
All right. So yeah,
So
before you
fucking-
guys can even like process what you're seeing, Kelian reaches out and grabs the bracers.
Oi.
So who else has what?
I'm gonna grab the boots next.
Well, you're grabbing the bracers, which frees them up to grab
Alright.
the boots.
Alright, fine.
So who
We
took
can
the boots?
barter. We can barter, it's fine.
I'll grab the boots, what the hell?
Damn it.
And who took the robes?
I'll take the robes.
Okay. Who's taking anything else?
I take my guitar back.
Well, yeah, clearly. I
We're
should
not
hope so.
rolling for that. I'm just putting that out there. We're not rolling for the fucking.
Kelian, do you make any
ironic
move to grab any of their stuff? Because from Kelian's point of view, none of it's your stuff right now. Right now, it's all the Genasi stuff. They took it from you and put it in this room, so it's up for grabs. But I'll leave it
For
at
the
that.
sake of party harmony, no.
All right.
But the
Uh,
stuff that they
can
clearly
you
don't
describe-
own.
Can you describe the robes, please, Brickroad?
They're just plain blue robes, just plain cloth.
Okay. No, any kind of guild mark or anything like that, or
There
faction
was, I
mark?
would have mentioned it.
Okay.
No such mark.
The armor is really heavy, and obviously the two-handed stone hammer is really heavy, right?
What is Kelian's strength?
12.
No, you can't handle either of those items. If you tried really hard, you could probably move this armor, but it would be extremely difficult. And you absolutely couldn't wear it.
I'm gonna look at Kelian looking at the armor, and I'm gonna say stealing Mercy Killer armor is a death wish. Whether you take it from these people or whether you take it from Mercy Killer.
Well, they're not using it. I'm sure some mercy killer out there could use a good set of armor.
But looking at it, this is
my eyes.
much larger than human-sized armor. This is for a big boy.
Well, it's
You know what we ought to do is ruin it.
I like the way you think.
ruin it.
Yeah. Who's got a knife we can cut the straps with?
I don't carry anything metal.
It seems like such a waste.
How do you go about ruining the armor?
Oh,
So let's see.
I'm gonna head out of the room. You can burn any bridges you want, however literally.
Let's see. What do I got? All I have is the dagger that I can use to cut all the straps of the armor with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not proficient in heavy armor, are you? I can't imagine you are. Okay. Roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
This armor, I mean, you're way more complicated than you were expecting, having never actually used heavy armor yourself. But you get your dagger in, and every time you find a leather strap, you slice it open. You think if anybody puts this armor on now, it's not going to be of use, is your
And
thinking.
what I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one piece of it with me
Okay.
because that's probably all I can carry,
Okay.
and I'm gonna bring it, and I'm gonna the next time we're near the mud pits, I'm just gonna like bury it in the mud.
The mud pits here in the cave.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you guys are kind of standing in mud right now as you're moving down this hallway.
That's true. Yeah, I'll just bury it right here in the hallway.
And it's done.
Cool.
All right, let's keep going.
I'll look at Riot all weird, like, okay.
So does Riot just look very satisfied having done that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do we hear anything heading
She's
down this
ruined
hallway?
something important to somebody else, and it's a good day for her.
No, very silent. And in fact, we're gonna take a 10-minute break real quick. Probably should have taken a break as soon as you all got put to sleep and locked in that room.
Hey, we accomplished some shit ever since then.
Did anybody take the bronze throwing axes? Or were those left?
Yeah, if no one. If no one
we're basically the only thing I thought we were leaving behind was the armor
with the stuff
and
we can't carry.
the random cloth.
Okay.
Oh no, I picked up the cloth.
Okay, then yeah, we'll
Yeah,
roll
cloth
off for
turned
the
out to be
axes.
red.
then,
Well,
you
wasn't
son
just a
of
random
bitch.
piece of cloth. When you picked it up, you saw that it was actually a blue robe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's take 10 minutes. We'll reconvene at 4:47. I'm going to crack open my one and only Pepsi for the week.